Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Here we are with another episode of Agents in the Trenches. This conversation is getting better and better by the day. I'm so excited to be here again, bringing some of the real life struggles that real estate agents are facing in this new market. And it's definitely not real estate as usual. It's definitely not real estate on easy street. And we've already gone over several things that are really important. And the biggest message is that we are bringing the solution to all these struggles starting April 4th. So, to kick a little bit about what's going to be happening and to introduce herself, I've got my running partner here with me today. Talia, introduce yourself and tell us what are some of these solutions that we're getting ready to bring to every agent in the real estate industry in Southwest Florida, regardless of their brand, their logo, their franchise, their affiliation, or the company that they work for.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Lucy. Well, my name is Talia Miranda with Q International Experts and been in the trenches for this is going to make year two. And so a little bit about what we're going to be launching on April 4th is Agent Productivity Accelerator Mastermind. And we're going to be touching on really awesome topics. Every week after the 4th, so every Tuesday is going to be a different topic, a different discussion, and another, a solution, right? Giving you tips and strategies so you can implement in your business. And like Lucy said, does not matter the brand, who you're with, we want to help, right? And we have the solution. So some of the topics that we're going to be discussing is things like financial literacy, right? Money management, budgeting. A lot of us, I can speak for myself. I mean, I came into this business not knowing a lick of business. Like I don't, I didn't know. It was my first rodeo. So of course, I got paid. I got my commission, and I didn't know what to do with it. So this is going to be awesome for us to come in and bring that information. We're going to be talking about marketing, branding, establishing your value proposition, which is going to be fire as well. We're going to also have, an interactive part of it as well, so you can implement what you're learning. So we're going to have a little studio set up so you can go ahead and make some videos, some content right from there, which is going to be cool. And things like consistency, mastering consultation, follow-up, objection handling, lead generation, and that's just to touch on a few.
And that is the powerful part of all this and this conversation that we're going to continue to have because we want to get the right message out there. And the right message is, listen, we all know that it's not real estate as usual. We are seeing everyone, how they're confronting different struggles. We are confronting them ourselves. It's funny because I was listening to a podcast from my coach, John Cheplack, who has been, leading the top 1% in the country with his strategic and elite coaching. And he was having a conversation with a real estate agent that has had mega production. We're talking about over 100 plus transactions per year. And I shared it with Dalia this morning because I happened to wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't fall back asleep. So I said, you know what, let me do something positive with my time while I get sleepy again. And he was doing a podcast with an agent, and she was talking about, she's back in the trenches. And to me, that was a confirmation that this is exactly what every leader needs to be doing, is getting back in the trenches and getting firsthand account what exactly is happening out there. What is the temperature and the climate of our market from an agent's perspective? For those of us that lead agents, and for those of us that are in this industry, we have such a huge opportunity to learn, to leverage, and also to launch, our next best career. So my message to every real estate practitioner out there is, listen, this is your opportunity to position yourself in a powerful way, because a lot of people are retracting. A lot of people have stopped. A lot of people are on pause. And this is your opportunity to accelerate. And that's why we are bringing the, Productivity Accelerator Mastermind, which is going to be filled with valuable content, applicable, implementable action items, which is the most important. This is not going to be your traditional, your same old, PB&J, like I like to call it, mastermind or workshop or anything. This is going to be hands-on, like Talia was saying. This is going to be interactive. This is going to be implementable. This is going to be something that you can, immediately put into action and fire away. And that is why we're having these conversations every day, to get the message out. So please, if you're watching live, go ahead and put in the comments #live. I'm going to put #live because I'm live. I know Dalia's going to put a #live. And while I'm posting here, she's also going to post the link, because you want to start registering. Spaces are going fast. People are starting to reach out. Our affiliates have started to share this information because they also understand that the real estate industry, has a direct impact on over $73,000 of economic growth every time a real estate agent has a closing. So you've got the link right there. You can click on it. You can, save your spot for all 12 sessions, or you can pick whatever sessions are good. And we have sessions talking about going from lead receiver to lead generator. We have a session talking about lead incubating, cultivating, and converting. Yesterday, we were talking about another one of our sessions, which is on follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Talia, we were talking yesterday about those 36 touches that customers need to feel from their, service provider, from their realtor. And the biggest question that we have is, so what do I say? What do I tell them? And we were having a little bit of that discussion today. And, it's going to take a lot of creativity. It's going to take a lot of care, care. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Go ahead and drop that in the comments. For those of you that are watching live, people really don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. And right here, right now, if you want to be a leader in your industry, and I say industry because we're all selling something. Don't you think so, Talia? We're all selling something.
We're always selling, always selling. We're selling with our family. I mean, we're selling when we're in the stores. We're always selling. Life is selling, I think. So that's very important. And I just want to say something about that podcast that you sent to me earlier today. And it's almost what you're saying. Like, she was coming in. She's like, okay, real estate is my vehicle, right? I love when she said that, because she's like, I am focused on caring for the people in front of me, right? And then afterwards the transaction will happen. And she mentioned that, I mean, even to this day, I think she's been like 20 plus years in the industry. She's still getting referrals from people that she spoke with when she first started. So and that's just because she put in that effort, that extra effort in showing the person that they cared. Oh, you're having surgery, let me follow up with them after the surgery and ask, hey, how did it go? Are you okay? Is there anything you need? And I think a lot of us overlook that little step, right? To showing that we care. But that makes all of the difference at the end of the day.
And you know what? That's exactly what I shared it with you, because it's hard. I spoke with an agent earlier today. And one of the things that she said to me was, oh my God, real estate in this area is so different than where I come from. Check this out. She said literally those words: real estate here is so slow and laid back in comparison to where I come from, which is another state. And as a matter of fact, a very cold state. And she was like, over there, we have less closings a year, but everything moves a lot faster. And that was the biggest thing that I took away. And I'm like, you know what? It's true. And I think that a lot of our slowness comes from, yes, the atmosphere. We're always, thinking of sunny, breezy Southwest Florida, sunshiny Southwest Florida. And so the atmosphere is very relaxed, very laid back. But when we're talking about business, look at this agent that you heard in the podcast that I shared with you. She's back in the trenches after 20 years. She's leading her people from the front. And to me, that was such a confirmation, because I remember when I started going out into the trenches with you, I was like, oh my goodness, I am concerned that, that People are going to say, why is Lucy back in the field? But I knew that that was the opportunity that I needed to take. So tell us a little bit about more of that podcast, and tell us a little bit more about that conversation we had today. I have to go ahead and tell us more of that. And I got to take a quick break, but you go ahead and lead the way here.
Of course, of course. One of the biggest things that she mentioned was, she does things intentionally. Everything that she does is intentional. So when she goes to an open house, I mean, she tells herself right before the open house, she's like, I'm a magnet. I attract the people that needs me. And then she would go ahead and she would attract the people that needed her in that open house. And so everything that she does in her business is intentional. When she goes out door knocking, she's like, I'm going to set appointments. I'm going to set 2 appointments. I'm going to set 3 appointments. And she would set those appointments because she was walking in intention. She also mentioned is that, she wasn't really the type to do cold calling, which, that's not for everyone. But she went out and she would just put her name tag. She would walk to maybe the coffee shop. She would walk to the stores or wherever there was people. She would go with her name tag and start talking to people, start buying them coffee. She's like, I went to 3 coffee shops a day. I didn't drink any of the coffee, but I was buying people coffee and telling them what I do. And everybody wants to know. Everybody wants to know how's the real estate market. And of course, she's ready. She's walking in intention, so she knows what to say. She knows what she's gonna do to, capture the person and show that she cares. I think that was like super cool to watch and listen to as well.
And you know what? It's funny because I've been coaching agents been training agents since 2012. I've been mentoring agents since 2014, and I started coaching in 2016. And a lot of times, this is exactly what I've told agents to do, but they resist it because, they get in their head, they get dead. I felt it was such a confirmation. It actually made me prouder to be able to say, because I said it to you, I said, look, I'm going to let people know and see that I'm out in the trenches. Yes, the broker CEO with multiple companies, but guess what? It's time to grind. It's time to build up your grit. It's time to hustle, and I think that as leaders, we need to break it down for people and demonstrate, listen, there's no shame in having grit. There's no shame in leading your people from the front. And so now we're taking it to another level and bringing this, Productivity Accelerator Mastermind. And I call it Accelerator because I know the things and the content that we are going to unpack is going to help people just elevate their business and their productivity to another level. But it's going to take a lot of grit. Like the conversation we were having today at our other meeting where, I'm always thinking of ways to identify opportunities. One of the biggest things that real estate agents and professionals out there in general need to understand, you need to start looking for opportunities that are going to bring possibilities. Everyone knows how to get frustrated because things didn't go easy. Well, that's not going to help you get ahead in this market. You need to be one of those people that says it doesn't matter how hard it gets, I'm going to find a way to build possibilities and opportunities, right? And so we're talking to a wholesaler because we want to be at the forefront of wholesaling and bringing those opportunities to our investors and sharing in those opportunities with other colleagues in the industry. And tell us a little bit about what his biggest struggle was when meeting with other agents and brokers.
Well, when he would present what his company and what he does, and what kind of opportunities they're able to bring, they weren't open to it. He was mentioning how a lot of them are like, oh, I don't need this, I can do it on my own, and I can, I've been in the industry for whatever amount of years, like this, I've heard of this before, and yada yada yada. And he was just having a hard time with those kinds of people. He said it. He's like, their pride is, their ego's too big.
Ego.
Their egos are too big. And I'm just like, how do you, I don't know. I mean, maybe because I'm always been aligned with you and you've always been like opportunities and connecting with people and community. So now when I hear things like that, I'm just like, wait, what? Like, how are you okay with, just saying no to possibilities, right? Because you never know what they could bring.
And that's what our market is filled with. And so it's sad because a lot of people are so close-minded that imagine if this wholesaler is bringing them opportunities for them to be able to get into the business of providing, their investors with properties, and even finding properties themselves that they can showcase, or that they can promote, or that they can diversify their income. And yet they're telling him, oh, I don't need you, I don't need this. I'm thinking, how much more egotistical or how much more closed-minded are they with sharing their knowledge? I mean, if you're not open-minded to receiving opportunities and possibilities of doing business with other colleagues, then imagine sharing the knowledge. And that's where you and I had a conversation. And I said, look, Talia, there is a huge, huge need for, valuable, implementable, money-making activities out there that agents can leverage, and that agents can, learn from, and that they can scale. And one of the things that, like I've always said, the Academy, the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy, that is its main vision, is to elevate real estate leaders into production. So imagine, it's tough getting out there. And this was the, and then he was telling us a story about one of his clients. And, real estate is the simplest business that is the toughest, because you're dealing with people, right? You're not just dealing with articles or services, you're dealing with people. And it's not even a service or a product business. It's a human resources business. You're dealing with humans, and that's the biggest challenge. So what could people expect? What could people expect to receive from these masterminds that we are showcasing coming next week? I think it is, right? Time goes very fast.
Literally, next week is when we're going to kick off the very first one. And I think people should, expect high energy. High energy. They're going to expect, actionable things that they can do, right? Like, okay, like you've done it with me. Here's a here's a problem, and here's a solution. This is what you do. And that's what it's all about. There's a problem right now. We're seeing that there's a problem right now with a lot of realtors, and maybe that are new in the industry, don't have a lack of guidance and support, right? And just kind of lost, like navigating alone. So this is a spot, this is a safe zone, right? No recruiting. That's not what we're for. Right now we're not recruiting, but, we're coming in and we're giving, value. We're giving, solutions to the problems. So that's what you should do.
Absolutely. This is definitely not, this is a recruiting-free zone. We are not hiring right now. We're working on other strategies and other things that we want for our business, and we're aligning with different opportunities that we have at hand. But we do have a responsibility through the Academy. And, and what we are looking is for people that are hungry to learn, hungry to take actionable items, hungry to build community, hungry to surround yourself with the collaborators and the contributors, because, we have to admit that we are part of an industry that is very frenemy driven. Like even the agents in the same companies are frenemies. A lot of times the brokers have to compete with their own agents. And a lot of times we see that it happens that even the brokers take the customers from their agents, right? Because for whatever reason, that's how it goes down. So this is going to be total collaboration, total contribution, total community building from the agent perspective. And we're going to be addressing those struggles that agents are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So you don't want to wait any longer. Start grabbing your seat, grab your seat, share this with a friend. We have our affiliates. We'll be announcing them well, actually tomorrow, our first affiliate is going to be showcased. And these are partners that are bringing valuable content so that you can get it from different perspectives, so that you can get the most that you can absolutely harness to implement in your business and to really catapult you to that next level. That's what you need to do right now. It's not time to sit around. I'm sure there's a lot of realtors out there that are, sitting around waiting for the phone to ring, waiting for someone to, drop them a lead, waiting for something to happen, waking up with uncertainty and chaos in their mind every morning, running dry from income producing, opportunities. And they're just wondering, what am I going to do? What am I going to do in this market? I ran into a realtor at the store yesterday in the evening. I think it was around 5:30, 6 o'clock. And we said hi. As a matter of fact, she got her license at my academy a couple years back. And I said, so how's business going for you? She goes, well, I'm just waiting to see what happens. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't have time to get into the conversation with her. But I said, she's probably speaking for hundreds, if not thousands of agents out there that are just waiting to see what happens. A lot of them have jobs, a lot of them have had to go out and start dashing and Ubering and doing all these things when we have at hand such an amazing opportunity, but it's going to take grit. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. It takes grit. It takes resilience. It takes know-how. It takes mentorship. It takes having someone that is going to help you navigate through the uncharted waters of your business. But at the end of the tunnel, there is hope. At the end of the tunnel, there is solutions. And that's what I'm super excited about, is to showcasing what we're bringing and just proving that you don't have to quit real estate. You don't have to quit. Nobody fails in real estate except those that quit. And I'm here to say, nobody fails in real estate unless those that quit. And I'm going to prove it to you if you're willing to do what it takes. If you're looking for real estate on easy street, I can't help you. If you're looking to act like an employee-minded person, I'm going to show up, breathe, and make money, it ain't going to happen. Look at that person that came and visited us today. You could see the grit. You could see the resilience. You could see the stick-to-itiveness. You could see the relentlessness in what they're doing and how they're doing it. So I'm excited for this, Tali.
Yeah, I am as well. I was just thinking about, what you were talking about, DoorDash and Uber and whatnot. I heard a story yesterday of someone. I mean, the struggle is real, and it's not just in real estate.
Right.
I heard a story yesterday. This guy, he does Uber for a living, and right now he's out. He's going to other parts of Florida and sleeping in his car overnight, for deals, like, for trips and stuff like that. Like, the struggle's real, so I think we have to, like you always say, we have to reinvent and realign, because at the end of the day, if what you're doing isn't working, then you need to figure out another plan, another strategy. So
but listen to this. If you have a real estate professional, if you have a real estate broker that's been in the business 20 years, and I'm not talking about me, I did it. But when I saw that there's this person that's doing this at another level, I'm like, wow, this is exactly what it's going to take. So I know you have to go see a seller. I'm going to let you run because the business is out there in the streets. It's waiting for us. We're looking for those opportunities that are looking for us. And I hope you guys share this with a real estate agent that deserves to make it in the industry. And they show up at these masterminds. It's 1 day a week, 9 to 1 on Tuesdays, the best day of the week to level up and scale up and show up and take it with you and implement it. It's going to totally, catapult their business to another level. It's going to shift them into another dimension. And that's what I'm super excited about. So thank you so much for watching. Share this with someone, Tali. I will see you later, and let's make it happen, girl.
Have a good day. Bye, everyone.